Well, I'm joined this evening by one of my favourite people. You may remember towards the end of last year, Andrea Berman was in studio, and she has, I would say, tackled cancer head on. At that point, it had been 5 times. Well, it's now 6 times. And Andrea is sitting here in front of me as looking really well. You've had a bit of a bad start to this year, Andrea. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Cora. It's so nice seeing you again.
Well, the one thing that's stuck in my head from the last time we chatted was your favourite saying. Just tell the listeners what your favourite saying, your mantra almost, what you live by.
Well, you know, after going through 9 years of cancer, and I'm not in remission, I've still got cancer, my favourite saying, and I live by this, Karen, is I'm not going to live with cancer. Cancer's got to learn to live with me. And that is how I treat every day.
So tell me what's happened to you this year, and still smiling, and you haven't been terribly well. You've had quite a bad time this time.
I've had a bad year. I developed a few spots in the pelvic region, which I had 5 years ago. But unfortunately it came back and I had to have treatment, radiation. It wasn't the cancer that was so bad, it was the radiation. I reacted very badly. But at the end of every tunnel, there's sunshine, and I could see the light getting stronger and stronger, and I've pulled through the tunnel, and now I'm back in the sunshine. And I'm not feeling as well as I did a year ago, but I'm getting there, definitely.
Now, the thing that you need to understand, for those of you who are listening, that Andrea, and women I know should never disclose their age, but Andrea is 72 and living a good life, and you've survived, as we said, 6 bouts of cancer. And just tell people, I think it was the age of 63, so it was 9 years ago that you were first diagnosed.
Right.
And you say that your mom actually almost pushed you into getting
My
the initial, the late mom. It was like an angel watching over you.
What I want to emphasize is it's so important, if you're not feeling well, to see a doctor or to go for yearly checkups. That's what I was doing. I went for my annual checkup to my physician, feeling fine, nothing wrong. And he found a lump in my neck, which turned out to be thyroid cancer. I had I was devastated, absolutely devastated, because I was feeling so well. I had the operation to remove the thyroid. I had treatment, and then I was fine again. But you know, Karen, I must tell you, you go through every emotion in the book when this happens to you. I was frightened. I was devastated. My whole family were devastated. And then I made up my mind, this is nonsense. I've got to pull myself together and face it head on. I'm not going to let cancer worry me. And it's been 9 years now. Then we had that removed. 2 years later, I went to my physician once again for an annual checkup. And he insisted I have x-rays, lung x-rays. There, a second cancer. This wasn't a spread. A spot on the lung, which proved to be lung cancer.
Now, just also for people to know, you've never smoked in your life. So that isn't a get-out-of-jail-free card if you think, well, I haven't never smoked, so I'm not going to worry to have myself checked. You still need to have yourself checked.
Right. You still need to have yourself checked. And I couldn't believe it. I had never smoked, and I was feeling well. I wasn't coughing, nothing. But again, visiting my physician, he found the spot. I had the top of my lung removed, and I had treatment. And then it was well again, fine. And then another year went past. That's when I fell. I always say my mother pushed me. My angel. I've had a fall, broke my arm, and again, cancer in the bone. Off I went to my oncologist, and she sent me to the most wonderful orthopedic specialist, Keith Hoskins. And he is just phenomenal. He removed the upper bone in my arm, and he replaced it with a prosthesis. To this day, I've had no trouble with the prosthesis. I actually sometimes wonder which arm it is.
Gosh, Andrea, so at that point you thought you've been there, done that, and you've got the T-shirt now. That's the end of it.
But it wasn't. It wasn't. It went on, then in my back, then here, then there. But you know, I'm not going to go through every single one of it. But I'm not cancer-free. I never will be cancer-free, but I've got to live with it. You've got a choice. You're either going to live with it, or you're going to be negative and say, well, that's it, I'm on my way out. I'm not. You know, I don't dwell on the past. There's another saying, that the past, you can do nothing about that. It's history. The future, why worry about the future? It's a mystery. You've got now, today, to do the things you want to do, to live today. That's why it's called the present.
Well, you kind of think, well, what else can I say to follow that up? But you're very involved with the Be Cancer Aware program that's running at the moment, and that is basically what you are saying. I mean, it's relevant to you because you were very cancer aware. You were going for your checkups every year, especially after the first lot was detected, and now you are encouraging others to make sure that they go and do this because, as you know, the sooner these things are detected, the better chance you have.
Absolutely. Absolutely, you must go. And don't think you're a hypochondriac if you've got pains or anything. Go and have yourself checked. The sooner they find anything, the more they can treat it and the better chance you have.
Now, one of the things you talk about your mom, being your late mom, being your angel, who you think pushed you to make you go and get your arm sorted out, or because you broke it at that point. But while you're in hospital and having all the chemo and the radiation, you talk about your angels in the wards, and those are those oncology nurses who are just a gift.
A gift.
They are. It's very special people.
Very, very special. Not only them. First of all, let's take the chemo department, the radiation department. They go beyond the call of duty. They've always got a smile on their face. They've always got a good word to say. They make you feel, if I can use the word, at home.
Not that you want to be,
Not
but
that you want to be, but they make you feel really good and they give you the support you need. But I'm with a wonderful oncologist, Jackie Hall. Jackie's been phenomenal. And she's got an assistant, Heather. She's my guardian angel. Heather is phenomenal. I can phone her at any time, as busy as she is. If I don't want to worry Jackie, Heather is there to give me advice, to just support me, to help me. And let's not forget the wonderful girls in the reception area of the practice, behind the desk. When you walk into Jackie's practice, you get a hello with a smile on their face. All those people have been supportive of me and I really appreciate it. But not only that, I have got the support of a wonderful, loving husband, caring family, my 3 daughters, my grandchildren, my sons-in-law, and the most wonderful, wonderful friends. So I'm blessed. With that support, you can get by.
I was about to say that I think is a big part of doing what you're doing, of coping with it. And as you said, it has to learn to live with you. You're not going to live with it. But you can't do that alone. You need the family support. You need that husband's, the support of your children, and the oncology nurses, the doctors, the oncologists, that whole sort of support network, absolutely, I think is what actually gets you through.
Absolutely. They are angels. They really are. Because, I mean, how they do their job, I don't know, but they've always got a smile on their face, always.
Now, people want to sort of wonder how you can. A lot of us have that support, but it's a mindset. And I think people wonder, you've been through so much, how you can still be so positive.
Because, as I said, yesterday is history. I can't dwell on that. And I'm looking forward to the future. And as long as I feel like I do and I feel fine, I'll continue. When my time is up, my time is up. We all got to go that way. But I'm not willing to give in without a fight. I really am not. And I'm feeling fine.
And that, I think the fact that you think like that is what makes you feel better.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Because if you were going to lie there in a heap and feel sorry for yourself all the time, you're not going to get to where you are now. No. Looking as fabulous as you are.
Oh, thank you.
You really do. I said it to you the last time. If I can look like you at your age, I will be the happiest person in Cape Town.
Oh, thank
possibly
you.
in the country. Now, let's just get back to this Be Cancer Aware campaign. What is your role? What are you doing as far as that is concerned?
Well, I've been helping the advertising agency when they need me. I've written my story down for them. I've attended the fire brigade. They had a whole thing there. So that's the type of thing. And I've told Janelle that she can call on me anytime if I can help them. And I'm here now for that as well.
So you are sort of a living example of being aware, basically. So you're trying to tell people, this is what I went through. This is how I dealt with it. And the reason I'm doing so well is because it was checked every year you were going and you didn't leave it. Because I think a lot of people sometimes think, well, if I don't go, maybe if I don't think about it, it will just go away. It doesn't go away.
It never goes away.
No, you have to be aware.
It gets worse. So rather deal with it in the beginning than let it get worse. You know, you must really, really be aware of your body. And only you know your body, nobody else. If I have a sore back or something like that, I report to my oncologist straight away. And she says it's what you feel that's important. If you don't feel well, come and tell me straight away. That is her guide. So please, everybody, go and see your doctor if you're not feeling well.
Yeah, don't leave it. And
No, don't leave
as
it.
Andrea says, the sooner you get help or the sooner you get treated or checked out or the tests are done, the sooner something, if there is something, heaven forbid there isn't, but if there is, if something is wrong, they can do something about it. The longer you leave it, the less chance you have of it being sorted out quickly.
Right. But Karen, a lot of people are very, very frightened of going to have themselves checked out just in case. But why be frightened? I mean, frightening is one thing, but just in case. So it's going to get worse, and just in case it's going to arrive. So you should just go. Put your nervousness aside and go and have it done.
Well, the program we were talking about is called Be Cancer Aware, and it highlights the importance of oncology nurses in a cancer patient's road to recovery, and also why you should be going to have yourself checked out. And if you'd like to find out more information, there is a website. It's www.becanceraware.co.za, and there's also a Be Cancer Aware Facebook page. So there's lots of information out there. There's no excuse for you not to know what to do. And as Andrea says, just learn to let cancer decide how it's going to live with you. Don't bring it along and don't invite it. But if it's going to move in, it must learn how to live with you.
Absolutely.
And then hopefully you'll be in as good a position as Andrea's in. And hopefully, Andrea, you won't have any more run-ins with this dreaded cancer.
I know.
But I think it's realised it's actually fighting a losing battle against you.
Well, I don't know about a losing battle, but we are well on the road now I am well on the road to still winning. And when the time comes, the time comes. I'm just enjoying every day.
Well, that's great. Andrea, thank you so much for joining me on the show this evening. I'm sure you, as much as you inspire me every time I speak with you, hopefully you've inspired people out there to start taking responsibility for their own health and to going and getting themselves checked out as soon as possible, rather sooner than later.
Absolutely.
I was chatting there with Andrea Berman, and as we said, she is a 72-year-old dynamic woman who has survived 6 bouts of cancer. I think cancer's realised it's not winning with her, she's winning with it. And if you'd like to find out more about how to be cancer aware, take a look at the website. It's www.becanceraware.co.za, or you can have a look at the Be Cancer Aware Facebook page. So there's lots of information for you out there, and just do yourself a favour, go and get yourself checked.